Okay, so first we will start with this chapter, and then inshallah we will do little seerah along with this topic. So inshallah, I hope we can manage the time. Okay, who wants to read?
Can I?
Okay.
The Auliyaa. Behold, verily there is no fear of the friends of Allah, nor shall they grieve. There are those who believe and are constantly conscious of Allah. For them are glad tidings in the life of the world and in the heart after.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Behold, verily there is no fear on the friend of Allah, nor shall they grieve. Okay. First of all, Allah is saying that the people who who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they never feel any kind of fear and they never grieve on anything. They are those who believe and are constantly conscious of Allah because their belief are very strong and they are very constantly conscious about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How we are I have given one example how we are conscious at the time when we wake up and we know that we have to go to school and we should be on time, right? So how we check the watch again and again and we do the work quickly, right? Yeah, going to washroom, cleaning clothes, and the breakfast, and then you are you are in hurry, like you are doing so quick because the mind is again and again reminding you you have to be on time in school, right? So the Auliyaa or the pious people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they always at the they always keep in the mind whatever they are doing that whatever I'm doing, Allah is my Lord and I have to be very conscious for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like I at the back of my mind that the story should you know uh, this story should continue that yes, Allah subhanahu is there, and whatever I'm doing, if I will do wrong, then Allah will ask question. If I will do if I will do little bad, Allah will ask question. If I'm doing good, then inshallah I'm getting the reward of it. If if the person is not giving reward, but inshallah Allah will give me the reward. Okay, for them are glad tidings in the life of the world and hereafter, and for all those people who are always worried about or who are always conscious about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the news to all of them that this is a very glad tidings, not only in the world, like you will get everything in the world, the respect and the and whatever you are whatever you feel you deserve, right? Just because you make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy, and in hereafter I'm there to give and hereafter there are so many things so many rewards is still waiting for you. Okay, so now we will read the article Auliyaa and what is Auliyaa means. Okay, Wali is the singular. When we talk about one, the Wali. Okay, Wali is singular and Auliyaa means plural. The Auliyaa are believers. Okay, before starting the chapter, I want all of you to please be focused, sit down and listen very carefully. Stop doing if you are doing other works. Okay, the Auliyaa singular if the singular word is wali. Okay, the Auliyaa are believers who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First of all, just make the mind very clear that Auliyaa are the people who are believers in the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why they are explaining us the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When you have love of someone, okay, in your heart, then oops, you can hear me?
Now we can. I think you cut off for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like it connects automatically then. Okay, so So why they are explaining that they are the believers of Allah? We all are believers of Allah, but there is a difference. Okay, some people believe, but their love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very deep. And some people believe in Allah being a Muslim, but the love towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very strong. Okay, so always keep the thing in mind. If the love will be strong, then this love give you courage or potential that whatever you are listening, it's hard. Just because of the love of that person, you will not feel that it is hard. Okay, like if I'll give you one example, let's suppose wearing a scarf, okay, wearing a topi, wearing jubba. If you think about all those things, like there are two kinds of identification. One, you change your heart inside, and nobody knows, right, that you are following Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, or you are following the Sunnah of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. For example, if you are sitting and you are reading eating dua, right? So when you are reading eating dua, no one is listening you, and you fulfill the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are going to washroom, you are reading dua, you are going to sleep, you are reading dua, right? No one is watching you, right? But if someone say, oh, having a beard or wearing a topi or wearing a scarf, this is something which you are doing on your physical, in your physical appearance, and everybody will notice that you are doing it. Okay, so the if the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is medium, right? It's medium in your heart, then you will feel easy. Like before medium, let's talk about the if the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not in the heart, let's suppose, okay, then you will not be worried about reading duas or kalimas or anything, right? You will be Muslim, but you will think, oh, it's okay if I'm not doing it, because the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is at very low level, right? But when you start thinking, no, I'm going to my Quran class, I'm learning, my teacher is telling about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm going in tafsir class or blah blah blah, and now I'm understanding Quran and the commands and the sunnah. So my heart start feeling a little softness and a little love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and now I feel, oh, something is missing in my life, right? And you start thinking, and you when sit down for on the table, you read the dua. You are going to sleep, you are fulfilling the sunnah by reading the sleeping dua. You are going to washroom, leaving washroom, you are start reading, you are reading the dua. This is a level that you are following the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but inside your heart, right? You are saying the dua, nobody listen, like you are just saying the dua, but nobody listen. This is a kind of love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At least you start feeling that I have to follow some sunnah or commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Sometime you can open the Quran, nobody's watching, and you can read your Quran, nobody's watching, and you can pray. There are people who pray at home, but when they are outside in the mall or in the park, they feel embarrassed to pray in front of others, because the level of the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is somewhere in the middle, right? So now we are talking about the one level up, which is those are believers, but the love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very, very strong. Those kind of people, if the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is on highest, not highest level, or is little up, okay, not at the medium level, but little up, okay. So those people, because of the love, they never feel hard to follow the commands of Allah subhanahu wa. This is the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which make them easy to follow the commands and to follow the sunnah. Okay, the love play a very important role in the part of anyone's life. If your love for your husband is very strong, then you will love the family, you will love the the husband's belongings, you will love everything. If your husband say, let's suppose, don't do that, if your love is very strong, you will not argue, you will say, okay, fine, right? If your love towards your wife or towards your parents, it's very, very strong, when they ask you not to do it, or I don't like when you do this, then you will make yourself stop, because the love is very important. You don't want to miss that love. You say, okay, fine, I'm not gonna do it. But if three, two kids are living in the same house. One kid love is very strong for the parents, and let's suppose the second one is just medium or at very low level. A mom is saying, let's suppose on some art some on some issue, don't do that, right? One kid whose love is will be very very strong will stop, will start feeling that that child will start feeling, oh, my mom is saying not to do it, okay, let make myself a stop, right? But the second child, because the love of the parents is very very at the low level, when the mom will say not to do it, they will not care, right? But in that low level there are also two types of of kids. One who say I don't care if you are saying no to me, right? And one who do the work but not do in front of parents, because a little feeling that if they will see they will feel bad, okay, let's do it, but do and hide from my mom and dad, right? There is one level, like you are doing it and your mom said not to do it and you said okay fine, because the love is very strong, okay? So the love play a very 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 important role in the part of any person, either they are Muslim, non-Muslim. The love of their parents, love of wife, love of husband, love of Allah, these love play a very important role in the life of anyone, okay? Just keep this in mind. Now we are talking about Auliya. Auliya is the highest level of love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Auliya are basically the people, you cannot compare their love, uh, you cannot compare them with anyone else. The love of the love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their heart is very very strong, okay? So I hope I could, I don't know, like I justify like what I am saying, but I try to give you examples to just let you know that the how the word love play in every single person's life. Like it's the meaning is different. The meaning is different. Meaning for me, the love of Allah will be different. The meaning for you, the love of Allah will be different. The meaning of parents love is different, might be different in my heart, but the parents love for you is different, might be your siblings are having a different. Sometimes we start judging in a way that, oh, he's also not doing, why should I do that? She's not doing, why you are saying to me she's also not following? So make sure the standards are not you watch your siblings that they are following with your parents or not. The standards are you have to look your parents and you have to feel and you have to ask question in your heart, what is the level of my love? Don't compare your love with your siblings. Don't compare your love with your cousins or anyone else. Might be their level of love is different for their parents, okay? So just don't follow them, otherwise you will be, you will be lose the right track, okay? So just keep this thing in mind. Now keep the word love in the mind, and this awliya, that awliya are the believers who love Allah intensely and who love other for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They not only love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they love other for the sake of Allah. Sometimes what happens, we say, oh, we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but sometimes something happen and we say, oh, I'm not gonna help you because you are very mean, right? Or you remember you did this to me last time, I'm not gonna give any kind of favor to you. Normally we talk, with the siblings like this, oh, that day you didn't share this to me, why should I share, right? So so the awliya, the standard in this chapter, they are explaining the awliya, the people who are in love with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on highest level. They not only love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and every single thing which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created just for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they please other. Okay, because they know if my mom will be happy, Allah will be happy. If my dad will be happy, Allah will be happy. If my siblings are complaining, then how I can please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No. If they are doing wrong, Allah will ask questions, with them. But my job is to do good with them, because I have a big, because if my love for Allah is strong, then my love for other people or other will should also be strong. Okay, their love for Allah does not allow them to commit any act that will displease Him, because the level of love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is this, will be this much high, that they never ever think that I can displease Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by committing any kind of thing. Okay, they are always conscious of the presence of Allah, and they always, as I said, how we are very conscious when we wake up in the morning and we have to rush, and if let's suppose in first period we have a presentation or assignment due and I have to submit in my first period, how much conscious I will be. Might be I will wake up at 4 o'clock and start looking toward the watch that, oh, might be 7 o'clock and I have to wake up and I have to rush for the school, right? This much conscious we all should be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we are not this much conscious for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presence in our life, then our love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very very weak. Okay, because if your love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be strong, then it will help you to follow the commands, it will help you and give courage to follow the sunnah, it will help you to be nice with your mom and dad, it will help you to be nice with the other relationships, it will help you to be nice with the siblings. Okay, so this is all connected with the love and the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your mind and in your heart. Okay, their tongue are always busy with the zikr, remembrance of Allah, and their heart yearn to become closer to Allah. Their tongue and their heart. These two things you have to answer in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what your tongue said and what was written in the heart, right? So I'll give you one example at this stage, that there was a Sahabi, he was fighting in a battle, and he killed uh, and he was about to kill a non-Muslim in the war, and suddenly the non-Muslim starts saying, "Oh, la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah." So the Sahabi killed him. Another Sahabi quickly, reached there and said, when this person was reading Kalima, why did you kill him? So he said no, his kalima was fake and he was reading, but he just wanted to save his life. He just want me not to kill. That's why he was reading. So that Sahabi complained Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he recited the kalima, but this person killed him. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam called that Sahabi, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked, why did you kill him? And you know what he said? He was reciting the kalima, but he was just trying to save his life. That's why he was saying the words. You know what Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said at that time? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said at that time that if how you can decide what was in his heart, if he was really reciting the kalima from his tongue, you should believe, because nobody can enter the heart and nobody can judge what the person is thinking. If at the day of Qiyamah, this person will say, I was reciting kalima from the bottom of my heart, what you gonna do? You will be counted as a killer, right? So these two things are different. Okay, tongue, what you are saying from your tongue, and what you are hiding in your heart. Okay, these two things are different. You should always feel worry that my whatever I'm saying with my tongue, the same thing is in my heart or not. Okay, otherwise you will be a hypocrite person, right? Hiding something different in the heart, but saying something from your tongue. Okay, saying something different from your tongue. That is a hypocrite person. Okay, and hypocrite person will be the bottom of the Jahannam at the day of Qiyamah, because we all know the fire will start burning from the bottom, right? From the bottom from the bottom in Jahannam, right? The fire will start from the bottom. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that part will be very 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 hot, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not put the non-Muslim at the bottom of the Jahannam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put the hypocrite and in the bottom, where it will be really really hard, because hypocrite person is more dangerous, because he keeps something different in the heart and he says something different from the tongue. So, so the Auliyaa or the pious people always feel worried that our tongue always do busy in zikr. So they can prove that yes, the love of Allah is on my tongue, as well as they feel closer to Allah in their heart as well. Okay, so inshallah keep this in mind, and then we will start the points.
Sorry, Monty.
Yes.
Could we go for Maghrib or after?
Oh, after, because this chapter is very short. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Point number one. Is this clear till here? This concept is clear for
Yep.
all of you? Yes. No. What?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Alhamdulillah.
Yep.
Okay. Number one. A person who wishes to become a friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like wali, must constantly work at developing the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Never ever feel in your life that, oh, my love is 100% pure for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are stages and stages and stages to go up and up and up and up and up in the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So always feel or always keep this wish in the heart to become a friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and constantly work on this. Okay. Sometimes what happens when you connect yourself with the Quran class and when you connect yourself with the Islamic studies class, you start feeling some kind of electricity in yourself, like, oh yeah, like I spark, like, yeah, my love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be really, really strong. But let's suppose if you are going away from your Quran class, your Islamic studies class, or the gathering in which someone reminds you for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you go a little away for 1 week, 2 week, and you will start feeling, oh my love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is getting weaker day by day. So you should always work on that, constantly work on that to increase the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Never ever in your life think that, oh, my love is my love is 100% pure for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now I don't need any classes, I don't need any kind of gathering, and I can keep it entire whole life. No, it will not work like that. Okay, the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you want to increase in your heart, just attach yourself with some kind of activities with the people who are talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every single day, and this way you can increase the love. If you will make yourself away, you will be distracted. Okay, adhering to all the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, always feel worried that I am following the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, abstaining from the prohibition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not allowing us to do. Always feel worried about that. Keep working on all those things every single day. Leading his life in accordance to the noble sunnah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Always make yourself worry about, am I following sunnah, and if I'm following sunnah, I'm increasing in this following sunnah, or I'm just, I'm at certain point, I'm not increasing this. Okay, I'm not going up and up. Okay, abstaining from all the doubtful activities. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, do not go in front of those things which keeps you in doubt and which keeps other in doubt. If someone is saying, oh, this meat I feel not halal, okay, now don't start asking questions about it, because it's doubtful, right? And what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give order to us, stay away from doubtful things, stay away from doubtful activities. Okay, if you have doubt, if I'll play this kind of game, I will busy in wrong thing. If I'll make this person friend, might be I will be in wrong activities. This is doubtful. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always tell us, stay away from doubtful activities and things. Okay, so keep this in mind too. This is also very important, that stay away yourself from doubtful things. Okay, the noble Sahaba radiallahu anhum hold the highest rank among the Auliyaa. Now, I have explained this one time. Remember, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has the highest place, right? Because Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the last prophet, and he is having the highest place. Okay. Then after Nabi, Sahaba, who is, why we call Sahaba? What does it mean? What does Sahaba mean? Sahaba is basically Sahaba is basically those people who have seen Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam personally. If a person was in Arab but he never get chance to see Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam entire whole life, and he was alive at that time when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was alive, it doesn't mean that he is Sahabi. The condition to be Sahabi is you have to see Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with your own eyes. Okay, so Sahaba means companion. Companion means the one who at least saw Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam for a single second. Okay, so that's why the status of Sahaba is very very high. Okay, and the status is above Auliyaa because Auliyaa are very pious people. Okay, very pious people, but at least but they didn't get chance to see Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so that's why they cannot be at the level of Sahaba. Okay, just as no Sahaba can be equal in the status of Nabi through his piety. If any Sahabi if any Sahabi do lots and lots and lots of worship, but that Sahabi cannot be equal to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his religious activities, because Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the prophet. Allah he was a chosen one. Allah decide that you will be a prophet. So because of this decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and because of this prophecy to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, no Sahabi can be equal to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and no Auliya could be equal to Sahabi. Okay, no wali can equal the status of Sahabi due to his piety, whatever religious work they are doing, but they cannot be equal to Sahabi, because Sahabi are only those who see Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with their own eyes. Is this clear to all of you? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
There are various levels of Auliya, the highest of which are in the category known as Abdal. We will talk about something. There are two types of Auliya. The category above Auliya is Abdal. Okay, so we are just talking about Auliya, but there is one more category, and that category is the highest one, that is called Abdal. And what will be the significance if someone is Abdal? Inshallah, we will discuss some other day. Two more points. Wali, regardless of his closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is never excused from fulfilling the obligation of Sharia. This is very, very, very important. Sometimes what happens, people start saying, the fake people, okay, the fake wali and the fake Auliya, they start saying, oh, I'm very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Allah, and this much close that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, you don't need to pray, but just fulfilling the requirements of other people. If they are coming and asking you to make dua, just make dua for them. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, it's okay if you are not reading Quran, it's okay if you are not reading the Salah. There are people who do these kind of activities. They count themselves as a wali, as a awliya, and they say the obligation of Sharia is not for me, because Allah said you are already very close to me. So if someone is talking like that, a person who claims to be free of the obligations of the Sharia, the law, or to fulfill the Sunnah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because of his closeness to Allah, keep this in mind. That person is a liar. This is clear to all of you? Because you will come across, if you will just little go in more detail in Islam, you will find these kind of fake people, those who, especially in the rural areas, they do not pray. They feel hard to pray, they feel hard to perform fulfill the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they are giving instructions to other people, do this, do that, and when other people ask them why you are not doing this, they said, I'm very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm already very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Said, it's okay if you're not following Sharia. It's okay if you're not following the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because they try to show that you are reading namaz and salah and hajj and umrah and these kind of activities and zakat and sadaqah, just to make yourself closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he said, oh, I am already close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so why should I follow these kind of things? So always be very conscious for These kind of liar people, okay? The ability to perform a karamat, a supernatural act, as we studied in the last class, is not a category for a person to be a wali. So the karamat, the special supernatural activities, if someone is showing, and if someone is not showing, so you said, oh, you have no karamat, you are not showing any kind of karamat, so how you could be Auliyaa? You cannot be Auliyaa. So it do not work like that, okay? So it's not necessary that Auliyaa also perform karamat or supernatural acts, okay? It is not necessary. So I think this is the last point, and first we will go for, yeah. So first we will go for namaz, and then we will come back, and then inshallah I'll ask question from all of you, okay? What does the Noble Quran say regarding the friends of Allah? Yes, what Quran is explaining to us? Hara.
Doesn't the Quran say like that the people who are friends with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala get like are granted Jannah?
The Noble Quran say regarding the friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they will must go to Jannah. What is the meaning of Auliyaa? Nabiha.
So basically, like they're believers who love Allah greatly and love for the sake of Allah.
Yes, and love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to others. Yes, Farah?
For the question C or B?
The same B.
Oh no, there's Noor and Nabiha already said what I wanted to.
Okay. Kamil, I saw your hand. No? Okay. Who is Wali? Who wants to give answer? Yes, Shamil?
Is it a person who's close to Allah?
Yeah, it's a singular, okay? Auliya is a plural and
Okay,
Wali
okay.
is basically a singular, okay? The person who is close with Allah. Explain who are the Auliya. What definitions come in your mind when you hear this word Auliya? Okay, Kamil?
Someone that is really close to Allah and has like a lot of love for Allah.
Okay, lot of for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nabiha?
A person
Rahim, Rania, and Shamil. I will ask all the questions from you one by one, whatever I have explained. So participate and give answers, okay? Yes, Nabia?
I like someone who always wants to strengthen their relationship with Allah and make it better. They never think like, okay, I'm enough, like,
Very good, yeah. And they always care for things. What we learn? What four things? Yes, Rahim?
They care about like love for Allah.
No, what they normally care about four things.
They
Yes,
really
Farah.
like Allah a lot and they always think about Him.
They think about it. But what they think, like what four things they always care about. Yes, Farah?
Is one of them like safeguarding their tongue?
Safeguarding their tongue and
Safeguarding like their feelings in their heart, maybe?
1 minute. Let me go back and say. They always worry that okay, what is the level of my love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because the level of love help you to follow the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The highest the level of love, easy for you to follow the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they always feel worried that I have to stay away from the things which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not allowed us to do. Okay. They always follow and try to follow the sunnah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Third thing, and the fourth, they stay away from the doubtful activities. The things which have doubt, they always stay away. They do not argue and try to prove no, this is right. Okay, because Allah Subhanahu might be they are thinking, oh, some people ask these kind of questions. Where it's written it's haram, right? Where it's written, okay, show me where it's written it's haram. So sometime keep this in mind. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala told us, if you have doubt, stay away from all those things. Okay, so the people always feel worried that we should be very careful in these four things. Okay. What are the four qualities needed to become a friend of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala? Oh, I just explained. Who wants to explain the four qualities?
To follow all the commands of Allah
One,
and stay away from all the bad things that Allah doesn't want you to do.
two,
Don't do
Stay away.
anything bad.
Oh, sorry.
stay away from, follow the command, follow the sunnah, and two more.
Don't like do any doubtful things. Like if
Yeah,
you don't
stay
know
away from
something's
doubtful
wrong.
things. Okay, stay away from doubtful things. And what was the fourth one? Check what is the fourth one.
Lead your life in accordance to the noble sunnah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yeah, to lead the life according to Sunnah of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. These are the qualities. Okay, these four are the qualities, and anyone can adopt those qualities. No one, we should not say, oh, we are not Auliyaa, so we are allowed doing this and that. No, we all, up to some extent, up to some level, everyone should have these kind of qualities. Every single Muslim. Okay. What is the difference between the status of a Sahabi and a Wali? Yes, I explained this. Who's gonna explain me that? Okay, first the one who didn't answer me. Where is Shamil? Yes, Shamil, are you there?
Saramati, I think Rahim also has his hand up.
Okay, yes, Rahim.
Sahaba is someone who saw the Prophet, and
Sahaba is the one who saw Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and keep this in mind. Saw doesn't mean that they spend an hour or 2 hours or a day or a week. No. If we just have a single glance, a single, his eyes see a just single second to Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam personally, okay, in person, then that person counts as a Sahabi. Because there were so many people who come for bath. Bath is they hold the hand of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and they repeat what Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say to them, like kalima. They come in groups and groups and groups from different countries, and they read the kalima on the hand of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This is called bait. Okay, bait mean they hold the hand of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and they recite the kalima, and they say that, okay, I'm a Muslim and I will follow all the commands of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So people sometimes come, and because it's too rushed, it's too crowded, so everybody didn't get chance to hold the hand of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. But if a person who visit from another country to Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and that person look Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, accept Islam and left an entire whole life, he never came back to see Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam till Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was alive. It doesn't mean he is not Sahabi. He is Sahabi. Even though he didn't get chance to see Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam single time, his one glance to see Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was enough to count him as a Sahabi, and his status is very, very high as compared to any other person. Okay? And what is Wali, and what is the difference between Sahabi and Wali? Who will explain about Wali? Yes, Farah?
The difference is the Sahabi actually saw the Prophet ﷺ and the Wali didn't. Or they have not.
Wali didn't get chance to see Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but their status come under Sahabi because they get chance to see Sahabi, right? right? So Sahabi status is always higher if you compare with Wali, okay? Because they were companion of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they get chance to see Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wali didn't. Very good. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. What is the highest category of the Auliyaa called? I told you that there is one more highest category above Auliyaa. What does that mean? Yes, Nabiha?
So like the highest category in terms of the book was the Abdal, but you just explained, wouldn't Sahabi also be higher?
Yeah, Sahabi is one of the highest level, okay? Because they are not discussing about Sahabi, but they just explain that they are above on this level. But if we compare with Abdal and Auliyaa, so Auliyaa Abdal is the highest, okay? And I can see Noor, your name is under Nafia, so I'm not calling your name, but you can just answer some questions, okay? So I just understand. Yes, you are there and you are also listening, okay? Does a wali needs to fulfill his obligation of Sharia? Is it important that wali should also fulfill the Sharia requirements? What other are not raising hands? Tamir, Rahim, Rania, Tamir. Okay, Farah. It's look only 2% are
Sorry.
listening and a
Oh,
little bit
no.
Tamil.
Okay, 5. Yes, they don't have special treatment. They don't get special treatment.
Yeah, does a wali need to fulfill his obligation of Sharia? Yes, he has to fulfill the obligations of Sharia. He cannot say like I'm very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, you don't need to read namaz. If he is not reading namaz and showing this to others that I'm very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah will not ask questions from me, he is not right. Okay, he is not right. Allah will ask him at the day of Qiyamah, but in front of others, he is trying to prove I'm very close and I don't need to follow the Sharia and commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are people like the people in Pakistan or India, these kind of fake people are, there are so many. There are so many in the villages and in the rural areas. They say no, I'm not reading namaz because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said no, you are very close to me. But yes, I can help others. So they are coming for taweez and they are coming for making dua and they are the people living around them. They normally visit them and they say okay, please make dua for me for this reason and for that reason. Yeah, the world is full of these kind of fake people. If a wali does not perform a karamat, can he still be called a true wali? Is it important that if a person is a wali, he should also show karamat? Hmm, Nabiha.
I think they shouldn't be called a true wali because like you just explained, they should never ever be excused from fulfilling their obligations.
Yes, it's not necessary that if a person is a wali or awliya that they should also perform karamat. It's because karamat is a supernatural act, but given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Might be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't want this person to show karamat to others, and but he is a wali. Okay, it is possible. Okay, have you understood who is Auliya are? Who the Auliya are? Below are three qualities of Auliya, and they are Gambala. I don't know if you want to do it.
Can we do it?
Yeah, quickly.
I can't even. This looks so weird. I don't even know.
It's easy.
Yay! Good job, Rodney.
Just say it. Just say it.
I think the
I
first
can't
one
even.
would be love Allah
Love Allah.
But there's an extra. Love Allah's.
intensely.
Yes.
In, oh,
You
nice.
can see the word here, right? You just need to jump over.
What's the other word?
This is the word
Intensely.
intensely.
I have no idea how to spell it.
It's okay, me too, Rania.
It's fine. If you understand, it's fine, right? Let's move on to the next. There are so many here too.
Oh no.
I think the
I
first
think
is
that
love.
is something
I think this
they
one
are
is
making a word, right? A sentence. I think
it's
so.
love
Yeah.
others for the sake of Allah.
Love
Wow, nice.
others for the sake of. Oh yeah, very good. Love others for the sake of Allah. Very good. And go back. No, go at the bottom. And this one. Who wants to solve this?
I think it's are always aware
Oh,
that
okay.
Allah is
Present.
yeah present.
Yeah.
Wow, oh my god. How do you get this? That's so weird.
Because you can just guess from the first word, right? What
Right.
you're gonna fit in.
Oh my god, it's too late for this mumbo jumbo words.
That's fun, huh?
Yeah, it is so fun.
If someone wants to become a friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they would have to work constantly to develop the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can they develop this? Choose the correct answer from the list below. Okay, who wants to give the answers? Oh, there are so many. Okay, read one.
Can I?
Yes,
By adhering to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
adhering to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yes, so there are so many. Yes, Farah.
Not B, that is bad. C, by abstaining from all doubtful activities.
Okay, very good. Okay, Nabiha.
H by leading his life in accordance to the noble sunnat of Nabi Sallallahu
Oh,
Alaihi Wasallam.
at least you can read B and D and you can ask the silent people in the class.
Sorry?
Read B and then ask the silent people who are not answering. At least they will answer.
Okay.
Shamil and who? Is it correct by becoming very rich?
No,
No.
At least I get the answer from you.
I can annotate.
Okay, yes, Nabiha, now it's your turn.
No.
So H by leading his life in accordance to the noble sunnat of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would be
Very good. That's yeah. And 1 minute. Let me go with
F.
Yes.
F by
Yes.
yeah
Okay, read.
By abstaining from the prohibitions of Allah ta'ala.
Very good. Okay, next.
Rahim's been raising his hand for a while.
Rahim. Yes. Oh, I have opened a screen so I cannot see your hand. Just take a mic and talk.
What's the question? You glitching out.
What was the question? You just came back?
No, I can't hear you.
Okay, Farah, tell him what is the question.
Just choose out of the list which one suits an Auliyaa best.
Not E. Is F is right and H is right. And
Okay,
C.
Shamil, stop making the faces. By reading his life in accordance to the noble sunnah of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This is right or wrong?
Right.
Okay, and then the Auliyaa love other for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which of the two examples below display this kind of love? Take the correct answer. Yes, who wants to read the A? Okay, Nabiha, you read A.
Okay. Samira loves her friend Anisa. Anisa is rich, beautiful, and loved by everybody. Samira wishes to be close to Anisa so that others can love her too.
Yes, answer. Who wants to give answer? Just take mic because I can. Okay, Farah.
Not A. That is not good. B. I think it's B is the
Okay,
answer.
read B.
B. Aisha loves her friend Tahira. Tahira is very pious and has a very good character. Aisha wishes to be just like her.
Okay, good job. I think this is all done. No, one more question. Oh my God. Write down the 3 qualities of Auliyaa. What are the 3 qualities of Auliyaa? Yes, Farah.
Super pious. Very
Super
pious.
pious. And Nabiha, you already gave this answer in one question. Yes.
Kind.
Yes, Nabiha.
They don't commit acts that will displease Allah.
They don't command acts that displease Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes. And
They
one more.
follow all the commands of Allah.
What?
They follow all the commands.
Okay.
And they're always conscious of the presence of Allah.
They are very conscious for the presence of Allah all the time. Very good, mashallah. Okay, the last question. Yes, this is last. Nasir and Zed are having. Okay, who wants to read?
Can I?
Yep.
Nasir and Ziyad are having a disagreement. Nasir says that the Aliyahs are so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that because of how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves them, they don't have to fulfill the Sharia obligations like everybody else. Ziyad says that Nasir is wrong. He says that all the people have to abide by the obligations of Sharia. What do you think is right? State reasons for your answer.
Okay, who wants to give this answer? Nabiha.
Actually, Noor wants to give it, so.
Okay, Noor.
I would say Ziyad is right because you still have to fulfill like the requirements.
Yeah, you have to fulfill the requirement. You are not free from any kind of following commands or sunnah anytime. Okay, this is very good. Alhamdulillah. At least I get one answer from you. So if you are sitting with her, like sometime I forgot to call your name, so please take mic and participate by yourself. Okay, so I can feel yes you are there and you are understanding the points. Okay.
Okay.
Inshallah. Okay, so this was all about Auliyaa. I have one question. When we were reading the tafsir with my teacher, and when we started the fourth para, Lantanalu, the fourth para name is Lantanalu. Okay, the first ayah is Lantanalu birra hatta tunfiqu mimma tuhibbun. So when my teacher was explaining this ayah, I still remember she was saying which kind of people are having this quality, like this abrar, the bir, the highest people, the highest closest people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What qualities are those? So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ayah, so the Sahabi who were sitting around Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in front of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they start asking questions, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "You cannot be a closer person to Allah subhanahu wa taala unless you sacrifice the best thing of your life, which you love a lot. The best thing of which you love a lot." Now, Sahaba, it's written in a hadith, it's written in a description that Sahaba start feeling worried. Like they they were very, very, very upset, and they start thinking like what which thing is most beloved for me, and if I will not sacrifice this that thing in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I cannot be a closer person, I cannot be a closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in finding the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in bringing the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in my heart. So they all feel so worried, and it is written one Sahabi, he because the time we are living, our 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 emotions are connected to our car, right? The we hear so many car names, a Ferrari and this and this and that, right? The ideals, okay? So at that time when Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was there, at that time the horses, okay, horses were, it's written in the Quran that there were the nishans of the horses, like they are stamped, okay, and the full lineage of that horses they sail on this basis, like the lineage of these horses is okay, the this is the lineage, and there were you, there were some horses who are nowadays, how we say, these are the brand names, okay, these are the brands, the big brands, okay. So that kind of horses were there, and everyone loves keeping, if they are rich, if they have money, everyone loves keeping a good horse, a branded horse, okay. So it was we were learning that the sahabi, he went back to his house, he bought that horse, and he said to Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I want to sacrifice this horse in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Suggest me how I can do that. And he was crying because his love for that horse was this much. When he was talking, and he was talking these words to Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that I want to sacrifice my this horse in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, I will not be counted as the beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he was crying that time. So Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was watching all the Sahabi. One Sahabi, showed up with and he said, I have a big garden, and garden, I think the garden of dates or something. And he said, I want to sacrifice that. So Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, asked him, like, what you gonna do, like, if you will sacrifice this. So he said, I want to make myself beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And my love, when I check my heart, I feel my love for this garden is so much. So if I will keep this kind of love for this garden, I will not be closer person for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I just wanted to sacrifice. So when we were reading the different examples of Sahabi in regard of that ayah, so my teacher asked me one question. Check yourself, like, what is your weakness, like which you love a lot, and then think, could you or are you able to sacrifice that thing in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just to get the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to make yourself, number one at the day of Qiyamah? So my teacher gave few examples. My teacher said, nowadays, sometime your jewelry, sometime for girls, like the clothes, okay. So let's suppose if you are making 5 clothes, so 5 new clothes, so give your 5 clothes in donation. But what normally we do, oh, I'm not wearing this, so I'm giving this in a donation. I'm not using this, okay, so I can give this as a gift to my cousin, or my friend, right? So always feel worried that the thing you are donating is your beloved one. If you are giving this because I'm not using it, or it's useless, that means you are giving this as a charity to get some reward, but you will not be at the level of bir. Okay, the word bir comes in Quran. Okay, bir means the highest level, and highest level is the one when you sacrifice, and when you give the thing which you love most. Okay, so for girls, sometimes jewelry, sometimes clothes, sometimes other stuff which is very, which is very, very close to the heart. And if you feel like, yes, this is very close to my heart, but for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I can donate that, or I can give this as a charity, because I just don't want to keep the love of this in my heart for so long, and for just for sake of Allah, and your eyes are crying that time, and you give that as a charity, then feel, yes, my love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a little, it up to some level, not the highest level, but up to some level. Okay, so in the same way, what my teacher explained that time, nowadays the time is very, very important. Like, you can give money as a charity, you can give, food as a charity, you can give clothes as a charity, you can give anything as a charity, but the time, there is no time. Like people, what they don't have and what they don't want to share to other, that is time. Okay, so keep this in mind. If you can sacrifice your time for helping others, if you sacrifice your time for for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to bring to to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because time is very important. What people are thinking, oh, I have 3 hours, why shouldn't I go to work and earn, a few dollars for and utilize my time in this way, right? Because time is money. Time is very important nowadays. So use your time wisely and use your time to, if you feel like, okay, this person needs little help, and what he needs, my time. If I spend time and I can do this work for him, so might be Allah will become happy. And you don't have time, but you manage time somehow for that person. This is also count as a bear nowadays, okay, and the coming days, okay. The time is very important. And she told this to us almost 10 to 12 years ago. And after 12 years, if I'm talking these things, I still feel the time is very, very important, okay. So sometime once in a life, give something in a charity which is very close to your heart. You feel like, I cannot donate this thing, but I am donating for the sake of Allah. Either it's time, either it's money, either it's if money is very close to you, like if you are giving $10 in charity, it's nothing, right? But if, let's suppose, a person is earning $100 and he is giving $90 in charity, that's a big thing, right? But if person is earning 100 and he is giving $10 in charity, it's not a big deal. He is earning reward, but it's not a big deal, okay. So I why I'm explaining all this, I want to know from all of you, spend some time, think what is very close to my heart, and is that am I on this stage to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I can donate this thing? And if your answer is yes, I can donate this thing, then feel yes, I'm in love with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to some extent. But if your heart say no, then you should ask question from yourself, like your love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be above everything, okay? Not for making yourself Auliyaa, not for making yourself Wali, not reaching the level of bear, but yes, what kind of love I have in my heart to Allah, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what kind of love I have in my heart. So I'm giving you this as a homework. Write one page, okay, what is very close to your heart, what you feel about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like what kind of love you have for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what you can sacrifice. And did you ever sacrifice anything which was very close to your heart or not? If your answer is no, so so think about it, like the thing which is very closer to my heart, at least one time in my life I will sacrifice that thing, inshallah, okay. So this was little, connected with this topic, so I discussed this. Inshallah, it will help you to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This will help you to start thinking this way, okay. And you will, whatever you are doing, you will feel a little conscious about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah, all the time, inshallah, okay. So if you have any question, you can ask me, and I took a very long time to finish the class. I'm really, really sorry, okay? So read the dua, okay? Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi.
Subhanallah wa
Subhanallah
bihamdihi.
Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika.
Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika.
Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Nastaghfiruka
Nastaghfiruka
wa natubu ilayk.
wa natubu ilayk.
Subhana rabbika
Subhana
Subhana
rabbika
rabbika
rabbil izzati
rabbil
rabbil
izzati
izzati
amma yasifun.
amma
amma
yasifun
yasifun.
Wa salamun alal mursaleen.
wassalamu
Wassalamu
alaikum.
ala mursalin.
Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Have a good
Allah
weekend,
Hafiz.
everyone. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.